Hello, my name is Rachel, and I am the Thrifty Crocheter, and today is Monday, May the 12th, the day after Mother's Day, and I hope all you mothers had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. Um, 365 days of kindness. May the 12th. Peace to this house. When you enter a house, first say, peace to this house. Luke 10:5. It might be an odd thing to say this verse when you enter someone's home, but you can try it in your own words or even with your actions. The next time you are invited over to someone's home, send a simple prayer to Jesus asking him to keep the home safe and comfortable. Take time to notice things and compliment someone on how nice something in their home is. Many people feel at ease by being helpful and courteous, rather than creating anxiety and stress. Be aware of the words you use and make sure they are gracious and not harmful. Take on the person of Jesus and make people feel good in their own space. Act of kindness. Tell someone how lovely their home looks. And be honest about it. Don't just say it to be saying it. Be actually honest. You can't just say, oh, your home looks nice. Be honest about it. Don't just say that, say something specifically about it that looks nice and be honest about it. People prefer honesty as satire. And don't give like a backhanded compliment either. Oh, that would look nice in such and such a place. Or this would look nice, but it would look better if, don't do things like that. Because that's not right either. No. Um, Daily guidepost for grandmothers. 365 spirit lifting devotions. May 12th. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. Colossians 3:5. John, don't pick that up. Foam rubber poked out of my arm of the sofa, and my son was plucking off small pieces. It was driving me crazy. Our flowered sofa was already a major eyesore. 9 years of use, 1 cat, and 4 kids had worn it to shreds. One day, about a year ago, a frayed spot appeared on one arm. That small spot quickly became a rip, the perfect hiding place for little toys. Oh my goodness. The rip grew, exposing foam rubber that begged to be pulled and poked and torn. Beneath that was fluff, ideal for a snowball fight when Mom wasn't looking. Oh no, this poor couch. At the time, we didn't have money to replace the sofa, so I bought a bedspread to cover its wounds. The spread tended to slip whenever my husband Andrew sat down quickly, and it fell off completely when the kids bounced around on it. I ended up rearranging it a dozen times a day, snapping at whoever messed it up. This is more than embarrassing. I thought one day as a neighbor graciously pretended not to notice. It's mortifying. The word mortifying set off a little alarm bell in my head. Didn't Paul say we should mortify our earthly desires? My desire for nice-looking furniture was definitely not spiritual. It was so earthly that it had me growling at people I love. I pulled off the bedspread and faced the not-so-ugly truth. Our sofa had been worn out by years of rich family life. From cowboy forts to sick beds, from pillow fights to snuggly read-alouds, this sofa had done it all. Smiling ruefully, R-U-E-F-U-L-L-Y, ruefully, at my vanity, I turned to my son. John, I said, When we get a new sofa, I'm going to let you completely destroy this one. His eyes grew wide with anticipation. Now that would make the sofa memorable. Jesus, appearances aren't everything. No sofa is going to let me. No sofa is going to get me to heaven. Only you are. Julia Attaway. We had one not too long ago that was actually talking about their furniture and such, and the memories that we have with our pieces of furniture, and yeah, they get worn out and they need to be replaced after a while. But when you think of all the stories that you could tell, and all the memories that you had on them, sometimes it's not so bad. You might physically look bad, but when you look at look at some of the fond memories you had on them, then it's not so bad. I mean, if you ever bought anything from thrift stores or from garage and yard sales, I mean, think of the stories they could tell of all the places that they've been, the people and pets they've seen come and go, and how the house was designed, and the room that they sat in, and just think about it. Anyway, the illustrated words of Jesus for women. Right priorities. Yesterday we had a priority adjustment, and today it's right priorities. May 12th. Jesus said to store up treasures on earth. Now, what does he mean about treasures in heaven? These treasures may be harder to measure, but the treasures of heaven come from serving and obeying him. I forgot to read the verse. The verse is, store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. Matthew 6:20. Okay, I'm going to start this over again. Jesus said not to store up treasures on earth. Now, what does he mean about treasures in heaven? These treasures may be harder to measure, but the treasures of heaven come from serving and obeying him. And I underlined the serving and obeying him. You can sense the times when you are doing exactly what he wants you to do. When you're in that sweet spot of being in the center of his will and obeying him. That's when you are laying up treasures in heaven. And then the next part I underlined. Take time to listen to him and seek his guidance every day, serving him with gladness. That's all underlined. And then this last part reads, have you had the experience of sensing that you are in that sweet spot of serving Jesus? It may only be for a season, but it's when you know you're using the talents he gave you at the time and in the place where he wants you. It's an awesome feeling. Be submissive to his guidance so that you may experience his joy. Yes, indeed. And yes, I did color. And here's yesterday's coloring. Yes, I am that mom. I like to show off stuff. I can't help myself. Okay. With that, this small swatch of yarn has been woven with prayers. As you hold this swatch in your hand, may you feel God's strength, love, and peace flow and know that he holds you in his hands. May God bless and comfort you in time of need and give you peace. Amen. Now for right now, it's a pretty day outside, but it's supposed to get rain later today. Like, we need more rain. Okay. But I tell you what, I'm appreciative that it didn't rain over the weekend because for the first time since the funeral, um, both me, my brother, and my dad all went together to go visit Mom's grave. There's been times where I've been there by myself, or I've gone to take Dad, or my brother has gone to take my dad. But I think it was the first time since the funeral that all three of us were there together to visit Mom. So that was wonderful, and we said some nice things to her and some nice memories, and we even had a nice little time singing some little Bible school songs that she taught us. That was kind of that was a neat experience. That was a nice experience. Um, and these songs had like motions that you did in them too, and did that. It was like being a little kid again. It was so neat. Um, yeah. But anyway, it is Monday. It is another work week. So I wish all of you marvelous Monday and a wonderful work week. Love y'all. Bye.